Cool. So today we're talking about Foxy Shazam's new release. Is the album called
It's
Burn?
called Burn.
It is called Burn.
Yeah, okay. So we're talking about Foxy Shazam's new release, Burn. We're going to get right into it, talk about it. No spoilers about our opinions yet. We'll reserve that till the end, I guess. But yeah, cool. We got this. We listened to it, and I guess we'll just jump right into it. What did you think, William?
Well, I believe the album starts out with like the 2 singles that were released already.
Yeah.
So I do like the songs. Like, they're nothing special, but they are good. I would say my favorite off the album would have to be Suffering, which is the second last song. And I also really enjoy In My Mind, since it has all the horns and stuff back, which gives you that Foxy feel.
What about you, Colin?
I hadn't listened to the singles, so I just put it on late last night, or early this morning, technically, after midnight, And
we didn't get it early, wink wink.
I mean, just right off the bat, Burn, thought it was great intro song. And as I was listening to it, I realized it kind of sounds like a Broadway musical soundtrack.
I can see that.
Now, I like musicals a lot,
I know.
so it didn't bother me. I actually quite enjoyed it for the most part until, we got to later in the album. One song in particular.
Yeah. So Burn came out, super excited, classic Foxy. I understand why it's track 1. It's fantastic. When they dropped Dreamer, I wasn't like super excited. Like, it kind of reminded me of like a ballady Queen type song.
Yeah, I definitely get that.
Yeah, and then the third single they dropped was The Rose, which I liked. It was vibey. I liked it more than Dreamer. But I was like, I don't know. And then like I pre-ordered the album because I just assuming everything's going to be great. So upon listening to it last night, the first listen, I was absolutely devastated. I hated it. It was like awful. And William really pressured me to listen to it like a few more times. And now where I'm sitting is like, okay, no. I understand where they're coming from. So like the first 4 songs, they're good, right? Like,
yeah.
Burn, Dreamer, Doomed is like an 80s movie ballad. Like, I feel like if I'm watching an old John Carpenter film or something, like this would be on there. Dreamscape definitely felt like they were pulling out some Europe vibes. Like, if Hot Rod the movie was filmed now, this would be in it for sure. Right? Like, these are good feelings. I like these movies. I like these artists. I like these soundtracks. They're very old and dated, and they're not doing anything new within the genre. But still good. Never Have I Ever, track 5. I hated it. I felt like it was a demo track where they did like a rough scratch and then vocals, and then there were supposed to be instruments later to come in and fill it out, and they just didn't do that, or they all got deleted or something, and this is what was released.
I actually don't remember how that one goes. So
don't worry about it. But there you go. You don't remember because it's that unmemorable. What do you think of track 5, William?
It wasn't my favorite. And again, since I only listened to it 1.5 times, I can't. I guess it's just not memorable because I can't really picture how it goes right now. So I guess I didn't like it that much.
Yeah. Track 6, In My Mind, I like how it was different. Like, this isn't a normal Foxy sound. I feel like they were trying to do With an Axe, because that's one of my favorite songs off the self-titled album. Yeah, but like they were trying to get that weird, awkward groove, but somehow works, and like it didn't for me. Like in my mind, it was like a slow start, and you're like, come on, just get to it, and then eventually it gets to it, and you're like, oh yeah, this is a really good song, and you appreciate what they're doing, but it's not like they're not going at it as like, oh, let's write a really cool, catchy song. They're like, let's just write a song that we think is fun, and that's the vibe I got from this one. But I know you said it was one of your favorite tracks.
Yeah. I like it way better than With an Accents. I don't like that song. That's one off the...
Really?
I think that's maybe the only song I don't like off of the self-titled album. So
Really?
I really liked it, but I guess our opinions clashed there.
Yeah, the next song, SYAA, it felt like it was an 80s band that was really inspired by 70s music. It was like, oh, this could have been a song in the 70s, but written in the 80s by an 80s rock and roll band trying to be a band in the 70s.
I think I know
it
what
was
you mean by
good.
that.
Yeah, thanks. It's like
early
electric
Journey.
light orchestra kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Track 8. This is everybody's.
This is everyone's favorite.
Hot topic. It's everyone's favorite. Hands down, best song ever written in the world.
Now, I don't actually know if it's even fair to call this a song. Like, I think if you just treat it as
interlude.
Yeah, an interlude of sorts. It's like spoken word, almost. Like, I guess it's technically rapping. I don't know.
This was the first song I heard after all the singles, like when it was released to us, right? And it set the tone for why I hated this album at first. I heard this and I was like, crap. Like I backed the wrong horse. This is going to be a terrible album. And literally the next song I listened to, because pure bad luck, was Never Ever. And I was like, this is an atrocity. I was like, this is awful. And I just quickly skimmed through all the other songs, and like because every song takes so long to start, within that like first minute, it's just so boring. Me only listening to the first minute of every song made me just hate the album. Like, oh man, like I'm glad William pushed me to actually sit down and listen all the way through intently, and it's a lot better. But backstory of why I didn't like it at first: this song, Into the World. It, like, I don't even think Eric's on this song. It's just like the guy making the album just like slowly throws in his own stuff, and he's like, "Yo, check this out. I'm the producer."
I did wonder who was doing all of the rapping. Because
yeah, I think they got a new member. Like, if you watch the music videos, there's like 3 new members, so it's probably one of the new members, I'm guessing.
Okay. Because, yeah, like I heard them, dropping the N-word, and I was like, is there anybody in the band that can do that? I didn't think so.
There is now.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's definitely the new member then.
Okay.
I didn't hear that, so. Yeah, no, The Suffering, for me, track 9, it was like, as I'm listening to it, I'm like, yeah, this is everything I wanted the album to be. I'm like, this is the song. But it never quite gets there. I'm like, I'm excited, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna nail it home. And then just the whole song, it never gets to where I want it to be. It's just like the whole song is a tease for me.
I'd still say this is my favorite track off the album. Maybe it's because of the songs around it, and I was just happy to be
back into something good.
Into it. But it was the first song that really, like, since all of them were good, and I'd definitely like throw this album on to listen to it, since like I did like it, but
You said all the songs were good?
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, no. So this album, are we at the ratings yet?
Yeah,
Are
I
we
think
done?
so.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I'd
Well-
I think I'd give it a 3.05.
Nice. Colin.
I'm actually going to give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think Colin liked this album the most because he is the most unfamiliar with Foxy Shazam.
Probably.
This is true. If you don't know who they are, you'll love it.
Like, I have heard Foxy Shazam before. Just, yeah.
Not as many times as me and Mike probably have thrown it on.
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of credibility in this cup here. It's just not overflowing. I was going to give it a 2.5, but the more we talked about it, I think I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Because I know it's going to grow on me even more.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It does seem like one of those albums that, you know, you'll end up appreciating a lot more. Then you'll watch this back and be like, I'm sorry, but I was so hard on you.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. That's my reputation. I'm an asshole. I'm too critical with my opinions.
But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Suggest stuff for us to review next time, or we'll just keep doing stuff that we like or hate if you're Mike.
Or hate. Yeah, true. I love to make hate videos.
Right.
Speaking of, tune in next week for a new podcast segment.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you.
Okay.
Bye.